Hi all. Right, back with more of the other side of the hill. So this is part 57. So pretty much just came straight back there again. So we'll get this started. Whether this will be a whole part on a winner or not, we shall see. I got a reply from Carlos, so it was reasonably quick actually, regarding Werner Kempf. And you know, it's just a strange thought, but you know, I think you could read it that way, but maybe it's just me that would read it that way. If there are two reduced armies in the combat area, roll one grey die instead of one white die, and that's his combat roll. And my query became, what if there was more than two? Like, for instance, here in Romania, Bulgaria, and up there in Baltic States. I mean, initially I would never have thought about it and said, yeah, I'm going to roll one grey die and two white die there, or there. However, it does just say if there are two reduced armies. So, anyway, asked Carlos, and he came back basically saying it certainly does. It still applies. Which is what I thought, but, you know, this Grant being Grant. Okay, we'll leave it at that. So, well, good to have it clarified as well. For me, anyway. The rest of you are probably like, yeah, whatever. Okay, so we are in 1944. We're in the summer operation, the first operations of the summer 1944, and just about to start it. So strategic warfare kicks it off. We still not managed to get this moving. Yeah, I just think about there. I didn't move my strategic warfare again, did I? Well, I can't do it now anyway if I'd wanted to, because I've moved on by that. But yeah, I didn't maybe consider moving it up to 1, did I? We've done a few interesting things. We moved the fanaticisms, went right down, so hopefully that doesn't bite us in the bum. We need to get moving back up again for victory point purposes. Assuming we get to the end of 1945. So it does go right through 1945, doesn't it? I don't see where it says it would stop. Man, again, Grant with his history knowledge of World War II isn't exactly sure when it finished. I think it just says the last time. The victory says resolving the final segment of the 1945 turn, which, yeah, has to be the fall operations phase 1945. Yeah, I don't see anything else that says it stops anytime sooner. So anyway, we need to watch our fanaticism for that. Yeah, well, we can't do nothing about strategic warfare. Maybe for the fall we might be able to bump it. Nah, I doubt we probably will, because I think we're now wanting to move that back up. But we'll see. We've got. I mean, well, the thing is, we failed at this. We want to play this again, and we're going to have to want to play this the next 2 times as well. So anyway, okay. Strategic warfare. We've got 3 dice, one of which are going to be grey. So 2 white and a grey. Let's draw a card. So strategic warfare, 1944. It's 4 dice. Card number 12. So yeah, 4 dice. So they're getting 4, we're getting 3. So we need to be very lucky here. We need to have events popping up. They're getting 4. We're getting 3. Yeah, this could be bad. Right, here we go. Oh my. That's not good. Well, at least we got 2 hits. To be honest, it could have been worse, couldn't it? So that's 4 hits to them, 2 to us. So the deficit's 2. I don't have my tablet beside me. So, strategic warfare. Western factions roll more hits than the Axis. The head of production must distribute the hit difference between the strategic warfare and the air naval control tracks in the Germany box. For each hit assigned to one of its tracks, subtract 1 from its value. So the difference is 2 here. Yeah, you can look at it all day long, Grant. It's still 2. Yeah, and the only way we can move a strategic warfare up is by replacements, isn't it? I think that's the only chance you get to move it up. Come the movement phase, we can move this up, this track up, but we can't move that track up, can we? No, I'm just glancing. Air movement between the 4 air naval control tracks. Yeah, because the strategic warfare track is not an air naval control track. Yeah. So it sort of feels like... I mean, I do have 2 points in the Western. I could move that down to 1 and move that back up from 4 to 5. It's not really what I want to do, but it's either that or I take 2 hits on strategic warfare. Means it next. And remember, there's two operations phases as well. This is, yeah, Grant, you know it's going to get worse and worse, so I'm going to move that down by 1 for one of the points, and that down by 1 for the other. Yeah, that's ugly, but there you go. Right, movement. Well, so just thinking on where we're putting this local offensive, and I did talk about northern Italy into southern Italy. We do only have 2 armies there. So if we're going to do that, what happens with the failure again? Military directives, objective check, innit? Where's that about? There we go. Page 22. If all objectives have been achieved, right. If not all objectives have been achieved, and this is the last operations phase, we get 2 shots at it, don't we? Flip to the question side the markers of all AG heads in the areas listed in the military directive card, and the AG heads that have participated in a combat generated by the card. Yeah, and this is the one that Carlos pointed out to me that I was querying about what does that second bit mean, and it's relevant to this card because this just is any area. So it's all, what was it we said? All AG heads in the areas, yeah, that participated. It doesn't affect the OB or anything like that. So it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. And remember, when we carry out an attack, it doesn't matter the result. I think we take 1 hit, don't we? Something like that. Where's the combat part? It's for the wrong ground. Axis is the attacker. The number of hits from the Axis combat roll is equal to or lower than the number of hits from the Allied combat roll. Defeat, apply 1 reduction to 1 army, and then flip the leading general marker to questioned. Yeah. So, it doesn't matter if we lose it by 5 to 1. It's still just 1 hit. So maybe we don't bother strengthening northern Italy. Maybe we just leave it as is. Remember, the Axis offensive comes first. We'd be rolling 2 dice. Oh, they're defending and rough as well. Is there anywhere else I could put this? I mean, would that be better just... Right, hang on here. Yeah, the thing is, you've got to do it twice, haven't you? If I fail the first time and don't take Rome, then I just wonder if I should maybe... Is it silly to look at it up here? That's in the rough. Just looking at the top card. The Soviets on defence, the top card is card 12, so it's not going to be great. Soviets on defence with that card is a special effect reduction and 4 dice. The Western faction on defence there would be rolling 4 dice. So right now, if we attacked Southern Italy, they'd be rolling 5 dice because of that. In fact, let me upgrade that by another 1 because the air naval control's at 1. So they'd be rolling 6 dice to your 2. And then I suppose what I'm worried about is the second operations phase. Do I have to attack again? No, hang on. I don't. Yeah, maybe do. Did I not ask this question? I think I maybe left it in the video. Yeah, and I don't think anybody answered that. And obviously the question is that it says that when you do the combat, the Axis offensive, that you don't have to play all combat pawns, but you need to place 1, and if you don't, it's not obligatory to place all Axis combat pawns on that, but if the head OKW does not place at least 1 combat pawn, you must subtract 1 from the fanaticism. That's on top of the one about, like, if you don't play an offensive in the summer. Well, we'll play an offensive in the summer, we've avoided that. But my take on that, it means that the first offensive, I need to go something like this, right? Carry out the offensive, do the combat. If we succeed, which is unlikely, then all very well, we advance into Rome. That goes back. Well, actually. Yeah, that goes back, and then when we do the military directive objective check, we succeed at it, and this card goes away. So we don't carry out a second offensive. However, the more likely case is we fail, right? We do the check. There's still 1 offensive left because it's the summer. We come back here, and I think we have to place this pawn again. Or we're going to take the fanaticism hit. Yeah, I don't think I need to ask that question. I think that's correct, what I've just said. But, I mean, doing it in any other area, like I've just said, if I've done it up here, we'd get a reduction, and they'd be getting 4 dice. Well, they'd be getting 5 dice because they're defending on rough. They don't get the extra 1 for the air naval. This area would be attacking into planes. Again, going by that card, they would get 4 dice. And I don't particularly want to advance into that area. Yuck. Yeah, we looked at Turkey already, and it doesn't really bode well either, does it? You could go for Middle East. Again, they're getting 1 extra dice because it's air naval control. We've got to leave 1 army in there as well. It's partisan. Well, that's not really so much an issue. But then we'd get attacked and hold on here. Could we use it? No, you can't take a retreat, can you? It's a reduction you've got to take. Yeah, because you're an attacker. You're the attacker, apply 1 reduction. Yeah, there's no retreating from the attack. There's no great place to be doing it, is there? It feels like Northern Italy is the better option, but I think I do want to get the Third Army there then. And it's not partisan as well, but what's the chances of succeeding? Let me see a better combat card. Right, the best combat card we've got in the discard pile is a 6. Here it's here. So, Western on the defence, 1944, is 2 air rolls and 3 dice. The air rolls wouldn't matter. 3 dice, which they'd get an extra 1 for defending a rough, taking it to 4, and they get an extra 1 for the naval, taking it to 5. We'd be rolling 3 dice. Ooh, List. Actually, List does something on the combat, doesn't he? On the attack. Attacking into rough, I want to say. Come on, List. Redeem yourself here. Attacking into rough. If there is at least one regular Panzer army in the combat area, cancel additional allied die. Ooh, goody. So as long as we've got the grey regular army, that cancels one of them. I wish I'd thought this through better now. And can I move that up? You technically could, but you'd have to leave the air naval control in Germany at 4 now, because I could drop that down by 1 and put that up. I mean, I'm basing that on the best card in the discard pile, number 6. So I'd need to draw a good card, and that would mean that they would only get to roll 3 dice. We'd hopefully, if I move the extra army in, be rolling 3 dice as well. The OB wouldn't help us, but hopefully we can find a leading general to do something to try and win the combat. That seems the best place to do it, the fact we've got List there. He's at least going to do something. He does work against the Western faction, doesn't he, Grant? Aye, both factions attacking into rough. Okay, so can we get a third army in there? I don't know. Right, so it would need to be moved satellite-wise, wouldn't it? Sorry, strategically wise. So, like, for instance, if we were to take Romania, Bulgaria here, 1, 2, I could do that. I suppose we could do armies over here as well, but I don't want to reduce the Baltic states, I don't think. Maybe we could take 1 at Hungary and 1 at Romania, Bulgaria. So 1, 2, 3, 4, that works. A strategic movement. Movement on the fronts. I've only got 1 movement on this front, damn it. Or I could have maybe switched them over. Well, let's not bother doing that then, Grant. Let's leave that. Okay, right, I don't think there's any operational movement. Well, where are you going to... Are you going to put the extra army in northern France or just southern France, maybe? Probably southern France, Grant. I think so. Okay, so strategic movement. I'm going to move... reluctantly this into here for 1. We've only got 4, yeah. Well, that works. This into here for 2. That still keeps the generals. Yeah, if I was to put the army into there, I would get an AG, wouldn't I? That's quite interesting too, then, to think about. I don't think you should though, Grant. I think you should just be retreating out of northern France back into southern France. Or Belgium, Holland for that matter. Well, hold on here, hold on. Can I move them about? Oh, yes, hold on. No, but that your chance to move them is done if you do that. Hang on then, hang on. Oh, I can't do that. Oh no, you can. Right, take this back, hang on. That goes back to Romania, Bulgaria, that goes back to Hungary. Right, operational movement on the Western Front. These are both disputed, so although they're partisan, they're disputed anyway. I'm going to move this. I've got 2 movement points. I'm going to move this from there to there for 1, and I'm going to move that from there to there for 2. And we had 2 movement points. Yes, now we can get an AGN in here. So now we're doing strategic movement. 1, 2, 3, creating a vacancy in southern France, and then 4 into northern Italy. Oh, look at these turn sidings now. Cringe. I mean, the 2 areas we took them from are defending and rough, so let's go with that. That's me used up my strategic movement. Right, air movement then. This is important too. What do we do here? We did bump our Luftwaffe replacements up to 2. So if this stayed here, you know, we could keep our Wehrmacht at 3 and just knock Luftwaffe down to 1 again. And the bombing of Germany off the fall. Because I think the because there is to move this up to 2 and take the Western down. See, you're also defending in southern France, Grant. Well, yeah, but you would be putting this down to 1 to put that back up to 5 anyway, wouldn't you? If you don't do the other option. I'm going to see if we can succeed into southern Italy. Let's do it. I'm knocking that down to 1, and I'm putting that up to 2. That might be nuts, this, but let's do it. So we've left our Germany air naval control at 4. Not clever, but right. And yeah, with that movement, like I said, the vacancy created there. All the other areas still have their AGs, still have 2 armies, so that's fine. Yeah, nothing more to worry about there. So we're moving into command now. We do have a couple of question generals as well. Yeah, that's where we check this, isn't it? Where are we here? Try to find a bit of the book. Appointments, yeah. Dismissals first though. Command segment. Right. So we're in the command segment. I've just checked everything. We've got 1 vacancy to fill here. However, before we do that, we've got a question general in the OB West, and we've got 1 question general. Hopner, I think he's been an activated general, so let me find him. Yeah, Eric Hopner. So I'll bring him out. He's been activated, so you'll just go in that back in the activated pile. Now he's got a confidence at 2. That guy's got a confidence at 3. That's Von Weeks. I better bring him. He's down the bottom there. So I'll bring him up the top. Actually, I'll just leave them both in their respective piles. Right. That's activated. That's in command. So we'll do. We'll just do them in that order. So he's got a confidence at 2. He's got a confidence at 3. So rolling on the 2 first. Right, I'm going to shuffle this Black Orchestra deck up. I know I think I'm wasting my time here, and this is not what you do. Because surely in the rules something would be telling me to do this. So I think I'm being daft here as well, but it's just to cover myself if I find out later that, oh no, you should still be drawing the cards, Grant. You should shuffle the deck up. And maybe it does say it somewhere. I mean, I don't think so, but anyway. Right, so I'm rolling for Eric Hopner, who's got a confidence of 2. Right, so confidence of 2. There is one dissident. Hang on. Neither of these 2 generals are dissident. So let's roll for Hopner, who's a 2. Rolled a 3, so he's dismissed. This is, the annoying bit is the unrest. So Hopner goes away. You can see his special resentful when dismissed or removed from play adds points to dissidents, so which doesn't do anything. So he's up here dismissed. His marker can go up there as well. Because we had a dismissal, unrest goes up by 1. Now I'm going to chuck a Black Orchestra card in the newly shuffled deck into my pile, but I'm pretty sure that's not what you do. Okay, and then we're going to roll for the OB West General Maximilian von Weeks, who's a confidence of 3. I'd rather he just stayed there, because I don't want him rest moving mainly. I rolled a 1, good. Right, it was under, that's right, isn't it? The result is lower. General stays in his position, flip his marker at the regular side. Yeah, okay. So he stays put. He's not doing anything up there, but anyway, he's unquestioned, and that's that. Right, our vacancy in southern France. Pretty important, I would say. So again, reminding myself. So to play high seniority in the availables, or activated or in command with equal to or higher than the availables. So availables are highest is 4. I've only got 2 of them. So let's just have a quick glance at them. Zoom out a little bit. So he's we're talking about defending in river against the Western faction. So he wouldn't do any good for us. I'd like to be able to put somebody in. He's only against the Soviet faction. So neither of them are going to help us. So let's now look in the activated. And it's got to be 4 or higher. So I'm going to have a lot of choice here. There's 1 3 that I can't pick, but the rest of them are all possible. So let me have a look. Right, so I've got 3. So what we got? Lemelson, combat against any faction, defending in any roll 1 grey die instead of 1 white die. It's pretty good. Von Mackensen, defending against any. Cancel 1 tank result in allied combat roll. Better if it was playing, so I think Lemelson's winning the battle so far. Reinhardt, defending any. Controlling player may change any 1 result in a grey die for a grey tank. Well, he's the worst of the bunch for us, for what we got, because we've got 2 reduced armies. I think it's going to be Lemelson. Gives us a slight boost. Yeah. I mean, he's only a 4. But we're down at 4, so we can still get a leading general as a 3. Well, yeah, we've already looked at the 2 4s that are available. They're not any good to us anyway. So, yeah. Alright, I'm going to appoint Joachim Lemelson as the AG head in southern France. There he's there. He's got good confidence as well, 4. So, that comes out of there, that goes into there. And whether he'll be there for long. Goes mean one hat, right, and then he goes in the in command pile. Yeah, there's one reduction in there, and that's that. Right, command all done. Well, yeah, I mean, hold on a second here. You did talk about trying to move folk about. I mean, all these do something. He's doing something at the moment. He's doing something. Stupenagel. And List is actually in a position where he's now going to do something. So, I think we just sit tight with everybody as well. I mean, don't think any of them would have came there and done a better job than that guy. So let's just leave it at that. I think. Move on. Right, that was a command phase. Right, Axis offensive. Okay, here we go. Right, well, I've decided what I'm doing, so let's just do it. I really hope I draw a good combat card. So we're going to attack with our local offensive. It says the combat point can go into any area. And what we need to do is take any allied control sector adjacent to an Axis controlled disc. So we're attacking into Rome from northern Italy, from Florence into Rome. So that's where we're going. Yeah. Okay. Right, how's that do again? My tablets elsewhere. Axis offensive. Place pawns. Right, well, we go to combat, don't we? I just need to find the combat bit now. Which is in a different bit, isn't it? Combat resolution. Okay. Draw and reveal one combat card. Right, this is huge. So, we want a low card here. Activate channels. Right, okay. So I'm actually just going to look at the bottom right hand corner for the number of the card. But it is Western offensive on the defense. Card number 5. Come on then. 1944, it's 3. It's good. That's what we wanted. Although they are getting air rolls, aren't they? Yeah, I never thought about that. And it's probably you're always going to get them. So it's on the defense for the Western faction, 1944. It's 2 air rolls and 3 dice. Okay. So now we select our generals. Well, Rommel's in charge. Rommel doesn't do anything in Italy. I don't know if it affects him if he's in this OBE. No, we talked about that before. He doesn't. It's only Kesselring that can help down there. Right. So Rommel doesn't do anything. List, however, does. So let's get List out. I've been moaning about him all game as well. He's finally going to do something for us. Well, I dare say he'd done stuff for us earlier on, but... right, okay. Right, so List... attacking into rough against any faction. If there is at least one regular or panzer army in the combat area, cancel the additional allied die for rough terrain. Now, it says in the combat area, but I spoke about this before. These are considered to be in this area attacking, obviously. Because, I mean, the combat area is here, and, you know, but it's one of the things that Grant reads too much into, I think. So, they're not going to get that extra dice for the thing. Good. Right, now we need a good offensive general. Now, leading general. So he's 7, so we can pick between our 4s and 3s. I just hope we're going to get somebody here, but there's no guarantees, to be honest. Because, yeah, we're attacking into rough against the Western faction. Right, give me a sec. Right, we're getting nobody. They're all defensive. I mean, I did say that's what I wanted, you know, you want to be defending right now. Every general in their 4s and their 3s are defensive. Some of them only against the Soviets. Just want to look at the little twos that we've got left. Defend, defend, defend. Yeah, everybody's defending. So, okay. No, you have to pick somebody, Grant. Right. Well, I'm better picking one of our fours. I think. I mean, we've got Walter Weiss, or he's just against Soviet defending, rerolling combat down, that's just combat roll. Yeah, he's pretty good. And he's defending in planes, but he's got both, but I can't really see myself defending planes in the in many areas, so I'm just going to use him. He's one of the fours. I'm better using one of the fours, I think. And then there's only one left, and then I can get a look at the twos. Okay, so he's not helped. List has helped. Okay, back to our generals. Right, allied combat roll. Well, there's a special effect roll of defending member 1944. So 2 air dice, and this is important as well. Because if an aircraft comes up here, it means they're going to get 4 combat dice instead of 3. Because we're sitting at 2 in the air naval control. And this could have been wasted by putting that up to 2 really. Yeah, it has maybe been a mistake. Right, no aircraft, please. Oh, yes! I tell you what, I've had quite a few of them, haven't we? Right, so it stays in the 2 column, which is excellent. Right. And so they're going to roll 3 dice. Now, normally they get an extra 1 for defending in rough, however, they're not. Let me just see the pluses. Is it in here? Yeah. Allied combat roll. We've done that. Okay. If they're defending in rough, they normally get an extra combat dice, but Wilhelm List cancels that because we've got a regular army that's attacking. It's not a fortified area. It's not a landing marker. Yeah, that's where they end up getting extra 2 dice. The air naval control value is in the 2 box, so they don't get +1 there, and there's no +1s adjacent, whatever. So they're just getting 3 dice. Remember, our guns don't help us this time. Our guns are, well, they count as 1 hat. We're going to get 3 dice as well, Grant. We really need to see. But remember, our air naval control's at 2 as well, so an aircraft, the first aircraft, is not going to be a hat. But, so I'd like to see an aircraft in an event here. Right, here we go, 3 dice for the Allies. No, that's that. Yeah, we can't win it. 3 hits. We can't beat that. Because we're only rolling 3 dice. A grey and 2 white. Air naval controls at 2. We're not defending. Well, no paratroopers. That would have been handy. Damn it. Right, okay, well we're rolling a grey and 2 whites. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what we do here. We've only got 2 hits. Remember, the guns only count as 1 on the attack, so 2 hits to their 3, but it's irrelevant. When they rolled 3, we couldn't beat it because we're the attacker. And we would need to have greater than the number of hits for a victory. We've got less than, and even if we equaled it, that still counts as a defeat. So, number of hits on the Axis combat rolls equal to or more than. Apply a 1 reduction to 1. Oh, God. Right. Okay. And there's no reduced armies in the force pool. So, we have to take a reduced army because we can't reduce the regular army, which kind of helps with less attacking again, I suppose. So the combat was a defeat. Oops. So that's all that happens. There's no apply one reduction to one RMA that. Oh no, we flip the leading general marker to his question side as well. So this guy gets questioned. Salmuth. So he's been activated. He goes there. We'll find his counter. One Salmuth. There he is. He's questioned. He's got a confidence at 3, so I'll put him in the bulk, general markers bulk question side. That's Araxis offensive done. We did not succeed, so I think I have to carry this out again. I might just chuck that question out there, because I don't really want to. But if I don't, I think I take a fanaticism hit. Right, and we got a good card there as well. And then we never took a hit in their naval. It was just the actual combat roll that done it for us. List goes back in command. And that's that. List stays where he is as well. We still got 2 armies there. That's Araxis offensive. So we're now in the Western offensive. I was about to say that I'm going to stop and take the dogs out, but it's chucking it down the rain now. Should I push on? Well, this is going to be a huge bit. This as well. What am I at? 41 minutes. Right, let me think about it. Right, actually, I'm just looking out there. It looks like it's just a shower, and the forecast is saying it should be alright. So I think it's just a passing shower. So I think I'll stop there. We'll move on to the Western offensive. I'm annoyed at that. That looked like we had the chance at that. Then I don't know if it's a huge, big deal or not. Do we maybe just take the fanaticism hat? I don't know. I've taken that many recently. That probably that's silly. I'm probably better just attacking again. Now, hang on. List didn't get questioned, did he? By one reduction to one army that participated in the combat, flip the leading general's marker to the question side. Yeah, no, it doesn't. He doesn't get questioned, so that's fine. Well, we'll see when the offensive comes around again. I might also chuck the question out there. The fact that there's 2 operations phases, if I choose not to do the local offensive in the second operations phase, am I penalised with a fanaticism hat? I want to say that I feel like ESUR grant. But okay, Western offensive, and yeah, we could get, there's another landing marker, so it's more than likely if they don't land in the first operations phase, then, which I think they probably will land somewhere. Right, this is quite a short part, but I'll just leave it there. Take a break. I'll hopefully be back with another part later on today, though. So, yeah, closing in on the end, I think it feels like, yeah, it's been a long, drawn-out affair. I know that anybody that's hanging on to watch this, I feel like I've really dragged things along a bit here. I seem to be talking an awful lot about what I'm thinking about doing. And I know some people like that. I mean, I have had a fair amount of comments saying they like the way that I discuss my strategies and whatever, what I'm thinking about, but I feel like I've gone over it an awful lot more than I have been in the past. Maybe, I don't know why that is, but maybe not. Maybe it's just the same as I am, but I'm enjoying it, so I wish I could not go on so much, but this seems to be how it works. Right, okay, I'll stop going on for the moment and I'll be back with the next part soon. Cheers.